Hi, it is Monday. Happy Monday to you. We are continuing with the Tupac interviews. It's Tupac MTV interview 1994. And after we're done with this, we're going to do more interviews. We're going to do more songs and more albums and more things and more things. So don't come to me and don't come to my neck because me ain't me in fighting. Me in fighting. Okay, I'm not fighting with you. Me on mute. Leo, Straight Balling is such a good song. Straight Balling has to be one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. I'm up before the sunrise first. Okay. Ugh. Life of an outlaw. Okay, enough. Let's go. I'm so excited for another Tupac interview. The last one has left me wanting more. Let's go. Headphones on.
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the papers since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in all, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. And if I'm forgotten, then that means I'm comfortable. And that means I think everything else will mess up.
This kid is so smart. Come on, man.
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the papers since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in all, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. And if I'm forgotten, then that means I'm comfortable. And that means I think everything is okay.
It's interesting how hip-hop, rap music in the beginning, or a song like Grandmaster Flash's The Message, where basically they were saying, you know, it's like a jungle sometimes. I wish, you know, I wonder how I keep from going under. The whole root of what that song was basically saying, look, these are the problems here. You know, and here we are 10 years or plus later, the problems are still there, and the intensity of the music has built to the no hope, the I don't give a attitude. How did we get from Grandmaster Flash, The Message, to where we are now in hip-hop?
Again, you have to be logical. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know. Now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? Ask? And we shouldn't be angry? And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage? You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because there's no one else talking about it.
Right. Well, playing devil's advocate, somebody might say, well, what does Tupac have? He's a movie star. He's got, you know, hit records. What does he have to complain about?
And I'm going to tell you. It's like being the last person alive. You know what I'm saying? After 3 days, you can't do anything. What can I do? Where can I go? There's no black neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, with black people who have the same amount of money as me. You know what I'm saying? There's richer and there's poorer. There's no just, you know, did a movie, got a little bit of money, living okay, black neighborhood. I have to be in a white neighborhood, so I don't fit in. That's hell. It's hell when you can't be around your peers. All my life I grew up around black people, poor people, but I can't live around poor people now because they'll rob me. And why would they rob me? Because they're starving, because there's no money here. But they're telling me, now that I made a little money, I have to move here. So it's not like no one's ever trying to deal with this section. They're just moving away from it. And we're going to have more stars coming from together, but they're gonna all move this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies, to talk about boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be another I don't want to be 50 years old at a BET We Shall Overcome Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Not me. You know, I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody's going to clean it up. I was having concerts, they were sold out, white boys, Mexican.
I do love this kid, man. He's a kid for me now. I'm a grown woman. I really do respect this man. I feel like and I guess maybe it's just one of these videos where we're just gonna have to like talk about it. Like my eyes are like I feel like I'm gonna cry. I feel like as far as it comes down to it, and hopefully this video does not get like blocked or anything because I was gonna do a standalone video, but since we're here, let's talk about it. The difference, I think, between the thing that distinguishes Tupac from other artists is very simple, um, but it's not. He genuinely cares about his audience. He genuinely cares about where he's from, and I can say this for a fact. Of all my life of listening to young men make rap music or dancehall music or reggae music, I have never seen one so passionately speak about the reality of the people or the communities from which they come from. That is the differentiator. The differentiator is when he's making a song, I can say with confidence, he's not trying to make a hit song. He's trying to, of course, yeah, you're trying to make a song that's going to do well, but also you genuinely mean the things that you're saying. And that is what puts him above the rest. I can say that for a lot of the other artists that people want to put above him, a lot of them are doing this from like a commercial, transactional, you know what I'm saying, capitalist standpoint. He's saying to you, yeah, I did make it in a certain respect and make a lot of or make money and I'm in these better communities, but like the people that I love and the people that I'm from, I can't be with those people. And that is a different form of hell. And that's interesting. I've never heard anybody explain that in that way before, but it is true. Like sometimes, like with the state of the world, a lot of people are thinking about relocating to different countries. And I mean, it breaks my heart because I'm like, yo, all the people and all the things that I know and love are in, this country or that country, but I'm gonna have to go to like a different side of the world just to be safe and not just to be seen for what I look like, or to have my kid killed in school or something. Like those things, bruh, it's a different kind of hell. Yeah, maybe you have some peace of mind, but all that you know and love you have to leave behind. I don't know. Like Tupac is just easily, easily, easily like the realist, the realist. And he's not sugarcoating himself. He's not trying to appear posh. He's not trying to appear like he's better than anybody. He has remained the same sincere kid he was in high school. It shows through here. But, just like he made that analogy of people being outside of like a place and knocking and begging for food, it's like you knock and you ask for sincerity from the people you are in relationships with and they betray you. That affects who you are, it changes you. And just he's a real one. 100%. It's been an amazingly edifying, spiritually healing and exciting journey getting to know Tupac. And I'm really grateful that when I look at his face, I don't see a stranger, but instead I see somebody who I appreciate, and now somebody that I miss greatly. I miss him so much, you know. One thing that I have definitely come to is like, we put a lot of stock into being alive, but and we fear death, and we don't understand it. At least I'm speaking for myself. For a while I realized I thought I was wise and that I was in wise relationship with death, but I realized through my recent encounters that I don't know what death is, because the way I was spiraling and like crying and losing myself, it showed that I didn't understand it. It was uncharted territory. Uncharted territory. Now I'm learning that I have a kind of a bias towards death, and I need to let it go. Because I don't know what death is and I don't know what life is. But all I know is in this context, in this consciousness, I miss him greatly. And all those that we've lost. Because they had so much more to give. We had so much more to receive. It's just incredible. Gosh.
Mexicans, blacks, and they would do whatever I said. I could tell all those people in the audience to turn around in a circle, and they would do it. I was having love. I mean, like undeniable love. And I was scared. I was scared that I would come to a town and I have the leader of the gang there telling me, what do you need? I was scared. But so was America. So was somebody else, because all of a sudden I had all kind of legal problems. And you have to think about this. I had a clean record for 20 years. A clean record, living in the ghetto, in the gutter, no record. What about my morals then? What about my character then? You know what I'm saying? In 2 years that I start raising noise, that I start being publicly viewed, I've had a record. And now it looks like I'm a criminal who has no way of being reformed. But all of these came one after the other. Do you understand?
Right.
It takes logic.
Well, what about, that's another interesting part of your past. Have you...
Because if they can make you into a criminal and make the world perceive you as a gangster, then you're less respectable. Nothing that you're saying is worth viewing, or like you're nobody. That makes it easy. It's just. And then what? When people hear you, they hear you through a filter. Oh, this is a gangster. Nothing he's gonna say is gonna make any sense, so why should I listen? Be careful with filters. Be careful, because your biases act like filters. So if you have a bias, or you have like some feelings towards somebody that you've never even met, you've never taken the time to sit down and listen to their music, whether it's because somebody told you Tupac is overrated, somebody told you he was a gangster, somebody tells you he raps the same, which is not true, none of those things are true, then when you hear him for the first time, or you try to listen to him, you'll be like, there's nothing to hear here or to learn here. Be careful with those.
Ever been incarcerated before?
Have I ever been incarcerated? No, not for longer than a day. Long enough for somebody to take me. The police can arrest anybody they want, put them in jail. But if you stay there, what I'm saying, I haven't stayed anywhere. I've been arrested a lot, put in the cell, and they come and get me when I call my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm an innocent type of guy.
Well, I wanted to bring up, obviously tomorrow is a big day. You're being sentenced tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, we're sitting here in 24 hours. You'll know what the situation's going to be. Are you thinking about the prospect of going to jail?
First I was like, I'm not going to jail. I was like, if they try to come get me for something I didn't do, I'm gonna open fire. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do that, because it's not just me anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what they expect. If I have to, if God sees it fit for me to spend time in a cell, if he wants my brain to be inside of a cage, if he's brought me so far from hell to put me here, and now he wants me to go to jail, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? If that's where I'm meant to be. But I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in my heart that I belong in jail. I don't believe I did anything to warrant me going to jail.
Okay. What do you think, if you do go to jail, is to be expected, because you are a known personality?
I'm going to ask to be put in solitary confinement, and I'm going to do push-ups and read books and come out weed-free, smoke-free, and with a degree or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't let it stop me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to jail to just parlay. If I went to jail, best believe it's not like I'm going to have a problem in jail. I got love there. You know what I'm saying? I got love from thugs and the street dudes. And I can go to jail and probably organize a riot. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I want to do. If I have to go to jail, I don't even want to be living. I want to just cease to exist for however long they have me there. And then when I come out, I'll be reborn. You know what I'm saying? I'll be taking less problems. And my mind will be sharper and the venom will be more potent. You know what I'm saying? So they shouldn't send me there. They should really try to, you know, it's like you don't throw more gasoline on the fire to put it out.
Mm-hmm. What about, I mean, this is one step and there's some other, you know, cases that are going to be coming up. What has changed for you? And you mentioned the last 2 years is when everything started to happen one after the other. What changed for you in these 2 years? How is your life now different than it was before?
Like I said, you know, it was no spot for Tupac. It's not like there was somebody like me before and I moved into the spot so I can ask him how he did it. You know what I'm saying? There was no spot here. Nobody wanted to be, you know, the person that thugs and the street people could rally around. Nobody wanted to be that. So when I was that, I couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? I could handle it, but not right away. Of course, I had problems. I was making mistakes that anybody would make when you have 14,000 people ready to do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? When you have all over the country people waiting to hear what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? This thug life code, we have a code putting order to the violence on the streets. And when they all listening to you, I got people in the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, big time OG criminals who are calling me, telling me they want me to lead their movement. I mean, I'm gonna have a problem, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a small identity crisis here, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I was from a single father, you know what I mean? A single mother with no father, no male figure. Now I got every man in America who wants to take an order from me, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to know what I want to do, or, you know, what's my plan for young black males. And that makes me scared, but that makes me want to rise to the occasion, you know what I'm saying? What makes me want to give my whole life to him, and I will give my whole life to this plan that I have for thug life.
Now, when you said
I feel like as I watch this, I wish that I don't know like what kind of people he had around him or like what kind of help he had. You know, he talks about making mistakes and you know, I don't know. In this particular interview and with this answer, I just wish he would have held his cards a little closer to his chest because the things he's saying will inspire envy and fear from people because, you know, that's all they know how to do. They hear what they want to hear. They hear power, they hear control, they hear people with influence wanting to listen to him, and that inspires jealousy and fear.
code, I don't know exactly what do you mean by a code.
I organized the OGs in the East Coast and the West Coast and the penitentiaries to come up with a set of codes of ethics for criminals, you know. Like, we're going to be against drive-bys, kidnappings, attacks on people that are not involved with the street gang, with the drug trade or the illegal business at all. You know, all that kidnapping and shooting drive-bys out the car, we against that. And people who perpetrate that, they have to deal with the consequences when they go to jail, because that's who's going to enforce this code and the thug life that's on the street. It's like we cleaning up the dirt. I can't change what the dirt that's here, but I can put all this dirt in one corner. You know what I'm saying? Somehow have some order here. And for that, they need to give me a little leg room. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what I want to do, because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else wants to do it. But I'm not scared to walk in the middle of Watts, Compton, Chicago, wherever, and sit down with whoever's the OG and say this is what we need to do. I didn't want to change. I love that, you know, even though I was with Janet Jackson, big movies and all that, I'll be up at the dirtiest house party in the hood. And people could not believe it. And I used to thrive off that. Being up in the party and somebody turn around and go, oh my God, that's too much. And everybody going crazy because I'm up in a dirty party, no security, lights out, drinking, hella drunk, you know, drunk with everybody else. But that's what kept my sanity. That's what kept me right, and that's what kept me going. My fans know that I'm real. My fans go to jail just like me. They understand me. Half my fans are white. The white fans, they listen just as much as the black fans. The ones that have approached me, I've been genuine fans. These are the people that are gonna have jobs in the future and are gonna hire my family. But many of my fans don't have ID. Some have jobs, some don't. Some are on welfare, you know what I'm saying? Some are not. Some are rich and some are poor, but they all share that hopeless feeling. Thug life hit me like the Holy Ghost. It cuts both ways. To me, it's like When I say I live the thug life, baby, I'm hopeless. One person might hear that and just like the way it sounds, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it for the kid that really lives a thug life and feels like it's hopeless. So when I say hopeless, and when I say when I say it like that, it's like I reach him. You understand? And even if when I reach him, it makes it look glorious to the guy that doesn't live that life. I mean, I can't help it, it's a fad, you know. He'll drop the thug life soon enough. But for the person that I was trying to reach, he'll pick it up and I'll be able to talk to him again. I think I'm being responsible, but it's hard. Once you start worrying about what you're saying, I get writer's block. Kind of like, I can't say that, that's too harsh, can't say this. Now I have to just block it out and trust my heart that I'm doing the right thing. When did I ever say I was a gangster rapper? You know what I'm saying? I'm a thug. When I'm saying thug, I mean not criminal, someone to beat you over the head. I mean the underdog.
It's interesting. He's saying that, at least what I'm understanding is, he'll say something in an effort to appeal to you, to get your attention. But that also, because he's showing you that he understands where you're coming from, you'll be receptive to another kind of messaging. That's really intelligent. That's really intelligent. Wow. Strategic. Thoughtful.
Person that had nothing succeeds, he's a thug. Because he overcame all obstacles. It doesn't have anything to do with the dictionary's version of thug. To me, thug is my pride. Not being someone that goes against the law, not being someone that takes, but being someone that has nothing. And that even though I have nothing and there's no home for me to go to, my head is up high. My chest is out, I walk tall, I talk loud, I'm being strong. I don't understand why America doesn't understand thug life. America is thug life. What makes me saying I don't give a fuck different than Patrick Henry saying give me liberty or give me death? What makes my freedom less worth fighting for than Bosnians or whoever they want to fight for this year?
Before Thug Life, when you were with Digital, working as a roadie and as a dancer, was that real? When I mean, I just read that you used to like do dance, you know, the dances with the plastic.
Dance with the naked doll. That was me. That's what I mean by I'm real. I'm truly hardcore because I needed the money and I had to work. So if he told me that for me to get paid, I had to go out there in bikini briefs and hop on top of this doll, and that's how I got to get paid. And I was homeless at the time. That's what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? But what I did was not let him pimp me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I just did that because that was my order. As soon as I got the chance to say what was on my mind, I said what was on my mind. And we have a platinum record now. You know what I'm saying? So I went from dancing naked with the dolls, being unknown, to now having a platinum record. You know what I'm saying? And now I don't have to never touch another naked doll. I'll never have to dance, jiggle, nothing. I can hire dancers. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 people dancing. I can have people dancing in the audience. You know what I'm saying? Well, you have to work from one point to go to another point. So I admire the work ethic. I think that it should be reinforced throughout our neighborhoods, that everybody should work hard. Practice makes perfect. You have to be diligent about what you want. You have to apply yourself. You have to motivate yourself. And you have to do it for self, by yourself. And then you can do things for other people. But that's what I had to do. I had to do for self.
Do you feel in any way by having a 40, having a gun and a blunt, if that's glorifying the use of that to children?
It might. I thought about that, you know. I thought about how much that, you know, the 40s and all of that, and I was kind of against it before, but whatever I wrote was honest. It might not have been positive, you know what I'm saying? It might not have been politically correct, but I reached somebody, you know what I'm saying? They relating to me. They relate to the brutal honesty in the rap. There's no Jesse Jacksons around, you know what I'm saying? Those people weren't around. All those people that pop up and say, we need to check what we saying in the rapping and TV, those people are not around. Is Frank Sinatra a gangster singer, you know what I'm saying?
This like clearly is like edited, and I'm sorry if I'm watching an edited version. It's just like the first most popular one that I saw. But I just want to say that, you know, the thing that's gonna make that makes us trust him is that honesty. And a lot of people want you to say or to be a certain kind of a way or to sell a certain kind of a message or be positive, but you have to understand that like a lot of people are going through the lifestyle that you consider to be negative, that you're like, oh my gosh, how could you say that? People are living that way. So his honesty, I think, is a good decision, and he like totally gets it and like understands it. So, you know, what else is there to say?
Steven Seagal, a gangster actor. rap about the oppressed taking back their place. My lyrics and my verses are about struggling and overcoming. I mean, women know that there are bitches out there. I don't know why women look surprised. They know. They say it louder. They just think that we're saying they're all like my mom or the women like my sister, who I think represent a strong black woman. I did that. Now I'm gonna rap about the women that I see every day, and that was Get Around. If I just did songs like Keep Your Head Up, it would make me seem more than what I am, but I'm just a normal man. I get love. I still get love from my community. I owe them everything. That's what I owe everything to the hood. I cannot give it up. I don't understand how people could stand next to you 1 year and next year they cannot stand there. They just going crazy screaming. They just can't take it that you're right there. But just last year I was in the same club walking around lonely like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't get a date. Couldn't get nobody to dance with me. I was too skinny, too something. And now he's just adorable. He's just
Well, how did your relationship or lack of a relationship with your father influence who you are today?
Because I didn't have a father, I thrived for the family, you know what I'm saying? So that's what made me be able to do this work. That's what makes me be able to accept all black people as my family. You know, that's part of my downfall. But because I didn't have a father, it makes me cold and bitter. Not just as the excuse. I know people are tired of hearing, oh, you have a father, we had a rough life. But, you have to be logical, you know what I'm saying? The reason I didn't have a father, it's not like I'm saying, okay, now sympathize with me. I'm saying, remember that I'm telling you I did not have a father. So when you go, what kind of kid is that? What kind of morals do we got? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by a Black Panther, and out of jail. I was raised by a lot of street people. So, of course, my values are real street-orientated. But that doesn't mean that I don't have any values or I don't have any morals. You know what I'm saying? It's just that my morals are applied to the people who I'm around.
If you had a father figure growing up, how would you be different? Would you be different right now?
I think I'd probably be a lawyer somewhere, because I wouldn't have hung out. I wouldn't have looked for that father figure. And I wouldn't have learned all this treacherous street game that now I can't forget. Because I was raised by a woman half my life and then thrown to the streets, it's like I got the woman side, then I got real rough, manly values like forced on me.
So sensitive. Don't be so sensitive, Tupac. Well, basically,
Boogaloo. Marlon Wayans, I'm playing the role of Boogaloo.
What is Boogaloo?
Where did that name come from, first of all?
Some white guys didn't know. What's a homeboy hip-hop name? Boogaloo!
What are they calling each other these days?
I got a song called Pain. I wrote it as soon as I got out of jail after getting charged, and I felt it, you know what I'm saying? Basketball is, and I hate to make this sound cliche, like all us black folks need to get out the ghetto is a basketball or dance, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like that in this story. It's not like basketball in terms of him going to college. It's just basketball in terms of there being something for him to concentrate on, something for him to get his mind away from the negative.
That's the action in our movie, is the basketball. It's like guns in Die Hard. It's the action.
I like playing the bad guy, but I want to play a bad guy that's for real, like a Robert De Niro or Harvey Keitel, you know what I'm saying, with some substance and character, and not just a crazy fool with a gun. I chose a razor, because in the streets of New York and the club scenes, that the thugs carry razors in their mouth. And when they get into altercation, they spit it out and cut. You know what I'm saying? I was amazed. I was like, that's raw. That would really scare somebody. And that was part of the fear that I wanted to bring to Birdie. It must be hard for a director to have his main character in jail. You know what I'm saying? And you have to shoot tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But they never let me feel that. I came on the set and it was just like, I left last night. Am I crazy or what? Hell no, I ain't crazy. I wasn't crazy when you was interviewing me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't crazy when we were sitting up there when I had the pain in my... But it's okay. They got to sell, magazines, and that's fine. I understand. But to me, we just had a long interview. I don't seem crazy. You know what I'm saying? I seem logical. What's really going on is this is a crazy world. And if you're not a tad bit crazy, you will not survive.
Well, that was an interesting experience there. I feel like, gosh, so many thoughts. I just said this in a Bob Dylan interview I watched, but feel like there are people who humans are interesting with, or like the average human is interesting with how limited their ability, like their how limited they are in understanding human beings. Like human beings are complex. They are not one thing or another. Like you're not just a gangster. Does that make sense? I feel like Tupac's music reveals that duality of in the human, in the person, by showing you that you can be a thug and be vulnerable. You can say that because I didn't have a father in my life, it hurt me. It's made me less than who I could have been. And his willingness to be so vulnerable and so honest about his experience, about who he is, his willingness to say, yes, I did dance with a blow up doll. I have no shame in that. That's me working hard and trying to get to a certain point in my life or point in my career and look at what I've accomplished is incredible to witness. I feel like he consistently remains so honest and so transparent about who he is. Like, no matter where it is, no matter the time or the place, he is always authentically himself. And he never, from what I have seen, ever pretends to be anybody else. And I love that. I just love watching him be himself. And showing so many different facets, like him being able to joke with Marlon Wayans, which I think Marlon, from the movies that I've watched, and I haven't really like, I don't know him, but you know, he seems like just like a funny, probably like they grew up rough from like some of the stuff that I've seen, but he would, you know, probably strike a lot of people as being like the nice black boy and not like the thug type black boy, but he gets along with him. He can joke with him. He can be respectful to the interviewer and have comprehensive answers to the questions she's asking. Like he shows that there is depth to his character, that he can be, you know, this guy who gets around and sings Brenda's Got a Baby, which I already heard, by the way. It's one of my favorite Tupac songs. Like I heard that very early and I was like, this is like one of the best songs I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? How could they let me listen to it before I had a reaction channel? What's wrong with these people? But like honestly, his honesty, his vulnerability, his his ability to display the multifaceted nature of human beings and people's inability to grasp that or unwillingness to pay attention to him showing all these different parts of him is just honestly their loss, because he is worth knowing and learning about, and listening to his music will show you what all these people are carrying, that they are complex. You know, they are complex, and people, you know, you have to like, I don't know, like being one thing doesn't disqualify or discredit another part of you. Like I can love and enjoy Tupac's music, you know what I'm saying, and like Ella Fitzgerald, and I can sing La Donne Mobile, and I can like waltz, and I can like dance all, I can like all these different things. I could have strong opinions about one thing and feel differently about another thing. Like at the end of the day, like humans are different, and you can't assume that you know them. I don't know why I'm saying all of this. Probably because I feel like, you know, he talks about being a thug, and I feel like for a lot of his life they would have like boxed him into being one thing or another, but he was never that one thing or another. Like he's an honest, vulnerable young man who is very much aware of like what a lot of people go through in the communities and circumstances that he's from, and he can use that to help them get out of those situations, or at least have some sort of relief from the life that they're living, and show them that you can be all these things and it's okay to like flirt on the phone, you know? So much pressure in the air. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot to say. Well, if you're still here with me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I should get to the Dear Mama series. I got you. So I'll be seeing you soon for more Tupac things. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. Until the next time. Do you have any recommendations for better headphones? Because, bruh, I'm tired of my stress. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.